Good morning and happy Thursday to you, dear Wolfpack. It's Principal Slider here. It's time for Great Gathering. So good to see all of you this morning. Okay, let's kick it off with reminding ourselves of the Capturing Kids' Hearts words of the month and week. Our word of the month, personal responsibility. Remember, that means doing your best. Our word of the week this week is accountable. And accountable means being responsible for the things that you say and you do. So this week and some of last, I've been trying to give you some examples of what it means to have and show personal responsibility. What I chose today is a poem. And this is a poem that was written by Jean Bentley. And so when someone writes a poem, we can call them an author. They're a writer. They're the person who wrote it. But we call them by a different word that means they wrote the poem. We say they're the poet. And I think that Jean Bentley really captures some good examples of what it means to show personal responsibility, some really clear examples. So I'd like to share this poem with you, and I want you to listen for what I mean. What are some ways that the author, the poet, is talking about having personal responsibility? Okay, let me see if I could do this so you could see it a little bit better. Okay, nope, I'll come out of the image. There you go. Okay, so this poem is called Responsibility. Responsibility means I can do things on my own. When I turn it on, I turn it off. When I unlock something, I lock it up. When I drop something, I pick it up. When I break something, I repair it. When I open something, I close it. When I make a mess, I clean it up. When I make a promise, I keep my promise. When I find something, I return it. When I borrow something, I give it back. When I take it out, I put it back. When I am assigned to a task, I complete it on time. When I earn money, I spend and use it wisely. Okay, so in that poem, Responsibility, I hope you heard about some real life situations where the person in this poem is giving us examples of what it means to take responsibility for ourselves. Because I want you to remember, responsibility means doing your best. Okay? I'd like to give a shout out to a couple classrooms who I have observed, seen showing some personal responsibility lately. And I'd like to give you some examples of how these classes showed it. So a shout out to our 5th grade class, Mr. Burnley's class. Yesterday, this was such a great example of having personal responsibility. They came out of the cafeteria and lined up and started walking down the hall. Every person in line was showing personal responsibility, doing their best without Mr. Burnley, me, anyone having to do this, having to ask them or remind them. They just did their best and it looked good. It sounded good. I was so proud to see that. Good job, Mr. Burnley's class. Another example was a conversation I was having yesterday with Mr. Troutman's 5th grade class. I love that in this class, they're really understanding what it means to have personal responsibility. They know that that means to do their best, and that they've talked that doing their best doesn't mean it has to be perfect every time. We're not asking for perfection from anybody because you know what? No one is perfect. We all have things we can work on and grow on. But how important it is that you bring your best, you bring your A game to everything that you do. So Mr. Troutman's class, I love that you're talking about that. Good job. I'm proud of you. I'd also like to recognize Miss Mahako's class. They challenged themselves to do their best. Recently, they read a book that gave the class the idea that they were going to set a challenge for the whole class in the cafeteria to go through lunch at a volume level 0 and do their best and bring their best to make that cafeteria a positive, safe environment. And you know what? They did it because everyone in that class not only had personal responsibility, they showed it. So I was very proud to hear that example too. So friends, if you're seeing examples, hearing examples, teachers, if you see or hear things, please let me know. I'd love to give a shout out on Great Gathering. So good job, Mr. Burnley's class, Mr. Troutman's class, Miss Mahalko's class. All right, let's remind ourselves how we excel with pride. Want to hear all your beautiful voices. Here we go. We are John Adams. We excel with pride. E, engage. X, explore. C, communicate. E, empower. L, launch with pride. P, personal responsibility. R, respect. I, integrity. D, determination. E, excellence. Adams with pride. Good job, everybody. Okay, tomorrow we have a spirit day. And teachers already know about this, but students, I'm inviting you to participate too. This weekend is the start of football season for the NFL. And Mrs. Slider is my personal favorite team is the Denver Broncos. And so I'm super excited that football's coming back. I know that a lot of teachers, a lot of kids like watching football too. And so you know what? You are invited tomorrow to wear your favorite team gear. I'm going to wear my Bronco shirt tomorrow. And you can also wear your John Adams shirt. So for tomorrow, for our Spirit Stick winner, it's going to be the class with the highest number of students participating in either wearing your John Adams shirt or wearing your favorite team shirt. Okay, both of those will count tomorrow because it's a spirit day. So last week we had a tie. Miss Mahalko's 4th grade and Mrs. Kochevar's 3rd grade, both classes had a high number of students participating, wearing their shirts, and they shared the spirit stick this week. So I wonder who it's going to be tomorrow. Can't wait to find out. Friends, today, at some point today, we're going to have another drill. This is going to be a lockdown drill. Remember, be accountable, show your best, do your best, be safe. The reason why we do this is to practice. The lockdown drill is the one where we turn the locks, we turn the lights off, and we get out of sight as quickly and quietly as we can, okay? Another important reminder I need to give you, this is about food that you are bringing from home into the cafeteria. Just remember that our rule here at the school is that you cannot leave the cafeteria with any open containers. So water bottles, you know how you can twist the cap back on a water bottle? That's fine. A lot of times you're allowed to bring that out of the cafeteria and bring it back to class because we're not worried about spills. But if you have a can and it pops open, but there's not a way to close it, that has to be consumed. You have to enjoy it in the cafeteria. You can't bring it back to class with you. Okay? All right, my friends, that's all of our announcements today. It's going to be a terrific Thursday. Can't wait to see you around the building. Have a good day.